Hi, my name is Amber Smith, and my lesson today will be focused on incorporating technology into the classroom using Jeopardy. And so it will be done at Kirby Middle School using the teachers whose certifications range from kindergarten to 12th grade, kindergarten through 6th grade, kindergarten through 8th grade, and finally some even have an emphasis on 7th through 12th grade. And it will take place on December the 10th and will be done in 50-minute increments within the teacher resource room, which is simply a model classroom for effective instruction. And the participants will need to bring with them their laptops, their curriculum guides, and lesson plans. And I will be providing for the teachers graphics, handouts, and of course I will be using my laptop and a smart board with speakers. How does this help the teachers? It helps them two ways. First, it gives immediate feedback that could possibly help them with the standardized assessment. And secondly, it does help with their evaluations, which have this lesson unit of instruction will address three major areas, which is teach 1, objective-driven lessons, teach 3, multiple ways to engage in the content, and teach 6, checking for understanding. And so our goal is to enhance lessons so the students are excited and the teachers are able to receive immediate feedback so that at a moment's notice they are able to change lessons and so the students are reached immediately or in real time. Our objective is to my objective in my unit is for the teachers to be able to create a Jeopardy game using the objectives from their curriculum guides and or lesson plans, whichever they bring with them. And so now we get into the design and the development of the lesson itself, and it will be done primarily using PowerPoint. Now, there will be graphics, there will be videos, but PowerPoint will be used primarily. And so first, when the teachers walk into the classroom, they will see different uses of technology around the classroom. And the reason for this is simply because I want the teachers to understand this is what we're doing today. We are going to explore technology in the classroom and its effective use. And so they will see memes focused on all subjects from health to social studies, language arts, PE, and art. And they will also see haikus, typed essays. They will see brochures, different things that can be made using technology. And second, on their desk, they will have their do now assignment. And it is exactly what it says. It will be a do now for them to begin once they walk into the classroom. And they will be given 3 graphics. And the first graphic will be a young man sitting at a desk who is happy. He is in thought. He is working. He has on his desk, he has his laptop, his textbook, his paper, and his pencil. And the second this graphic, the little boy is in color. And in the background, it is blurry. I will have someone actually to make this for me. I'll hire them to make sure that the picture is sharp because I do want this to appear sharp. The second graphic will be a poster, will be a young man sitting at a desk. He has a frown on his face. He has a notebook and a broken pencil. And the computer is at his feet, and it is cut in half. And you'll see the words above him, reach every child, ? And then finally, there will be a poster that says rules for engagement. And the words rules for an engagement will be written several times, but every one of them will be in the shape of a computer. And all of this is just simply to provoke thought. And so with our thought process, we will discuss the struggles as well as the strengths of implementing technology. And finally, we will show a video of my class incorporating Jeopardy. Well, just doing Jeopardy in the classroom. And I will discuss, the different things that are seen in the video as far as what the children are doing, what the teacher is doing, and what is happening to the learning process. Next, we will actually begin to create a slide, and the slide will be centered around Santa Claus because it is December, and it will just be a sample slide because my goal here at this point, we're going to begin this process of creating the Jeopardy game. And so in order to begin, the teachers do have to have a prerequisite of knowing how to create hyperlinks. And so the teachers will now be given handouts, and the handouts will have different screenshots of what they will encounter, and there will be large arrows pointing as far and as well as in a box there will be not my writing. There will be notes that type to tell them what to do next at what screen. And all of this is to give them a guide as to how to create their hyperlinks. And so we'll begin. I said we focus on Santa Claus. It is what does Santa Claus bring, and they'll create that slide, type that out, and then they will do another slide, and they'll put their I'm sorry. On the first slide, they will have their answer choices: A, cold; B, present; C, dog; D, nothing. And so then I will show them how to create their hyperlinks. And so we'll follow those instructions. And then from there, I will know they have gotten it and are ready to move on because they would have created their hyperlink. And so it'll be something that I will actually be monitoring by walking around the classroom, and it will be something they would actually have to show me. And next, they will actually have to choose 3 objectives from their lesson plans and or curriculum guide, and we will then begin to create the Jeopardy game. And again, we will go in steps, and we will use the handouts to do this. And how will I know that they have been successful? What is the outcome? The assessment actually will be an ongoing thing. So every step shows me how much they actually understand. I am taking for granted that they do know how to create tables. But if they don't know how to create tables, there will be addendums. And I will also be facilitating. I won't be, no one will be creating the same Jeopardy game. We will do those 2 slides together. But after that, there will be no group work. It will not be considered a group project. They will be working side by side, but it will not be a sharing of actual content. It may be a sharing of ideas as far as how to create higher level text, which I'm also assuming that the teachers will understand how to create higher level questions as well as knowledge questions. So we will be focused again on the Bloom's taxonomy list of questioning, which I will also have within my handout. And so the outcome by the end of the lesson, the teachers will be able to create a useful game of Jeopardy. And what theory are we, is this focused on? Constructivism. And it's because it goes with the whole meaning. Construct knowledge is in our head, it's not on the outside. And the key thing here I saw was not memorizing, it's not just demonstrating, and it's not just imitating. So whereas the lesson begins with those things, once you get your own objectives, you're going to need to understand how to do it on your own. And so then my role changes, and I become a coach. I become a facilitator, and I become your partner learning how to create this game. And so there will be a lot of exploring, a lot of experimenting with different hyperlinks, experimenting with different ways to incorporate questioning, So that is the learning theory. Technology use, of course, you have your PowerPoints, you have videos, you have graphics that will be created using technology. Now, the graphic design, it is very simple. Well, I say that it is simple. It is there for a reason. The young man that, the three graphics I have, and with the first one with the young man who's happy, who has the three things on his, the major things on his desk, the textbook, the notebook, the pencil, and the laptop, and he's happy. And the reason why I do show the class is because I want the focus to be on him, but at the same time, his smile will be in the center. And it's actually on his desk. It's almost like a rule, I want to say like a rule of thirds, where you have your textbook, your laptop, and your notebook that all add to a perfect balanced classroom. And that's just to show the how technology helps that. The boy that's in the other second graphic, where the young man is on the sitting in the desk, he's frowning, and the computer is split in half. Well, the background is white, and that space, it may be white, but white space is allows you to focus in on key aspects. And I don't want other children or other things in the background to deter you, because I want your eyes to focus on the fact that the computer is broken and he's frowning. His pencil is broken. And so you have several things that are split. His face with the frown, his pencil, and his computer. And to notice that the computer is broken is showing that, you know, all of these things together, a happy child, a computer, and a pencil, all of these things together, which we automatically assume in a classroom, bring together a nice, conducive learning environment. And so the shape poem, it will be colorful. Why? Because, you know, usually colors make you feel good. And so I was going with colors. I was doing blue because it's a mellow color, and because it actually can be calming. And so I don't want anybody to be too upset. I don't want anybody to feel as though I'm taking over. And so with that in mind, that is why I did that. Now, the things that I've learned in the classroom as far as like our learning theories, is that I do want them to construct the knowledge. And that is really where in the classroom, where it is going. You are going to have to explore. You're going to have to experiment. You're going to have to play with the lesson. And so this game, Jeopardy, does allow them to do this. It allows them to play with, oh, I do want these particular questions. I don't want a 5x5 square. I would rather have a 3x3 square. Or let's see if I do 10x10. And how do I create my my categories? How are they made up? How do I make sure that my questions are aligned? And so there are some things that are going to be inherent, but at the same time, in the constructivist theory, I am a coach. I am coaching them through this. So I am walking with them at every step of the way. I don't drop them off at any point. And I'm continuously checking for understanding. I'm always focused on my goal. And so this use of technology, I mean, it's throughout the lesson, the PowerPoint, because I will be demonstrating the same thing, of course, through my video on the smartboard. The graphic design just speaks for itself. But the class itself helped see and helped show how important it is that you have not just the information, but the details behind it. And to actually understand why is it that you need to do what you want. I mean, because in the beginning, I thought that my lesson fit more cognitive because it was a thought process and it was processing. But it's not. There's too much exploring, and it's requiring me to facilitate. And so that really just changes, a lot. And so with the design, the color, the font, and the font will be